What's up, bitches? Okay, today we're dicking with the 2011 uh, Dodge Avenger. I believe it's the same as the Chrysler 200 in some kind of ways. This one's got the V6 in there, although for what we're doing, shouldn't make a big difference. What we're doing is a heater core, and there are two ways of doing this heater core. Number one, you can do it the correct way, which is what I'm doing, and you can do it the hacky way. But let me tell you, I've done it for people before. If that's what they want, that's what I'll do. Where you can just take off this lower kick panel, you go in there, you cut the heater core hose or pipes, and you splice in a couple pieces of hose in there. You can actually do it without pulling the dash. You can save a ton of time, ton of labor. But I'm doing this one the correct way. And let me tell you, there's a lot to it, or a reasonable amount. Anyhow, the whole dash to get it out, I was just hung up on one thing and I didn't quite realize that you have to do it. The dash assembly comes out with the heater box. I thought they would be two separate entities, and you take off the dash, then you take off the suitcase assembly. Not true. So, tips. You can take out the seats if you want. I chose not to this time. Most cars, I take out the seats. Tips that will be helpful. There's four bolts on the back here underneath the little flip up thing and all that. And then there's two more up towards the front. It comes apart pretty easy. There's a plug. You got to unplug from it. Whatnot. If you can't figure out some of this shit, you're in over your head. You should just hire somebody. But one tip: get this fucker all the way up. Like, plant your knees in the seat, be above it, both arms, yank this fucker to the end. Probably not good for it, but whatever. Hopefully I can get it back down again. We got the back seat full of parts and bits and pieces. You're going to pull off both of your A-pillar covers. You're going to pull off that top piece. The top piece only really needs to come off because there is one fastener bolt right through there. Got to pull out the steering column. It's all 13 millimeters and a couple plugs. Really wasn't that big of a deal. Pull the cover. It's either Torx bits, Phillips, or 13 millimeters so far, and a couple 10s. The center console was 10 millimeters. Everything else is there. Bolt here, once you get your trim covers off. Unhook this, plug it. It's going there. There's a couple big plugs up in here. You're gonna have to, these are these swing arm flippy style that lock in. It's really not that bad. A couple bolts around here for 10 millimeters. Now that I know what I'm doing, I would think that I could have this whole dash out in probably about an hour by myself. I've got about 2 hours into it, but I never did one of these before. I've done a lot of dashes, so you never know. Hey, like hell, I just did a heater core, evaporator core on that freaking 3 Series over there. That one was nice because the convertible top came down, but other than getting defective parts from thing, apparently it's HVAC fucking week for me. The big key to this, and this is something that's not in the book, or that you're not going to find necessarily without knowing, is there are 2 hidden bolts in the door thing here. You got to pull out these little plastic cap plugs, and there are 13 millimeter bolts. You could probably pull the doors off and make this a lot easier, which is really just 4 nuts and a plug. Or you can do like I'm doing, and I use a universal, came in through this way and was able to get both of them without scratching the vehicle or anything. Now if I can get those bolts back in, I think I can if you just reach in this way and you kind of give it the old 2-finger blaster there. I got a lot of skill at that. Ladies love me for it. Oh, by the way, if this is your first fucking video from Malachi, a couple things. One, I cuss a fucking lot and I don't give a shit. Number 2, I don't monetize my videos, so you don't have to watch a bunch of ads as you're watching through my videos. So if you don't like it, fuck right the fuck off. Go go click on somebody else's. Like I said, there is a YouTube video, at least one, where it shows where you can cut the pipes. Sorry, this is not a walkthrough. I am not giving somebody a step-by-step walkthrough. If you want that, make one your fucking self. I don't fucking know. Pay for a fucking Mitchell on demand, and which is totally worth it in this case. I just discovered that the HVAC is attached to everything by when I went to go pull the fucking dash, it wouldn't fucking move, or it would move, but it just was stiff. And so I'm gonna pinch off the 2 heater hoses with a couple sets of vice grips there, needle nose. Do not crush them. You don't need them that damn tight. And I've already got the AC disconnected, and now I just gotta unhook the other piece there. The 2 heater hoses. I could probably cut them for real fast removal. I don't know. And then just stretch them the extra, inch that's cut off. Your choice, dealer's choice on that one. If I would have pulled the stupid hose clamps off it before, this would have been fucking easy as hell. But I'm not always the smartest fucking person in the room, let me tell you. Rest of this job is pretty simple. Like I said, you probably save yourself a lot of hassle with these side ones by pulling doors. I don't know. Steering column. There are 4 fasteners, 3 that go vertical, which are nuts, and then there is a side one that comes in from the side. I was able to get at it with a long extension with a universal and a 13 and go through this right there, and was able to get that out. It was a little short little bitch. And there was also a 13 down low for the pinch bolt. That one I ended up doing also with a 13 on a universal, was able to access it. And this is with the steering column straight. One thing I did notice was there is no lock on the steering column, meaning you can free spin this dirty cocksucker as many times as you want right here. So don't, my advice, zip tie it or something so that it doesn't spin. I'm just giving everybody real close information that don't do, or in my household, to not fucking do that. Some of these clips are a little bit tight, some of these pieces are a little tight. You do not need to remove the bezel on your instrument cluster. I opted to. You do not need to remove the radio. I opted to, just so it doesn't get damaged when this whole thing comes forward or backwards, whatever. And I also opted to remove the centerpiece here. It is not required. You do not need to do that. This whole thing will come out, I believe, without doing that. If I turn out to be wrong, because it's not completely out yet, I will make an addendum in the little stuffs below here where you just like show more and whatnot. And I'm sure I missed a few things. You had to unplug, your antenna wires and your HVAC plugs and all that stuff down there. This whole job, I think, if you know what you're doing, if you had 2 people doing this, I don't see why you couldn't change this heater core in 2 fucking hours. But that's just me. Me working by myself. I ain't got nobody else. It's a little bit fucking pain in the ass. So I hope somebody learns something. This should cover all. This is a 2011 Avenger, but it should cover all this body Avengers and Chrysler 300 or Chrysler 200s of the same era. Hope somebody learns some motherfucking piece of shit fucking information here. And I'm gonna go back to cussing and pinching my fingers. Yeah. Peace out, bitches.